Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Virgo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of December 2022. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. On the 8th of the month, we will have this month's full moon. And this full moon is taking place at the top of your sky, having to do with career and life purpose. What makes this full moon that much more important, really a standout, is because it is hand in hand with a retrograde Mars. And I'm talking with precision at that. It is going to bring a lot of emotion to whatever journey that you have been on related to Mars retrograde season. We've been in that season since September, but Mars went retrograde at the end of October and will stay retrograde right into mid-January. And so it is a moment like this that brings some truth to the surface, and it's likely going to be an emotional truth at that. As much as Mars can add adrenaline, when it is retrograde, it invites a deeper reflection. If you're using this energy consciously, this can be very wise action that helps you to meet your goals, helps you to meet deadlines, and helps you to feel as if you're aligning with a higher, more loving vision for your life. However, if you're just on automatic, which is possible with this energy as well, that's where you may run into frustration. And so we've got other energies as part of this energy as well, and that includes Saturn, speaking in supreme harmony with this full moon, which brings with it a sense of maturity and responsibility. What you have already achieved ends up being part of what helps you to make the most gains now. What you've already demonstrated that you can do well is what becomes part of those larger successes that could find you. However, we've also got Neptune speaking in a conversation of tension with this full moon, which does suggest it may not necessarily be easy to have your one-on-one alliances as part of these goals and career aims that you're moving towards. It could be at this time that it feels like other people are not on your side or in some way are adding confusion or delusion into the mix. I'm so sorry to say, but it can happen. And what I would say is that as much as you can focus on your own power, that's where you're using this energy well. As much as you can trust that you've already demonstrated what it is that you can do, you'll be that much more in alignment to some achievement that you can feel good about. As we navigate later into the month, on the 23rd, we will have this month's new moon. This new moon takes place in fellow earth sign Capricorn and is a part of the sky for you that has to do with what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. It has to do with what you understand is going to make you happy, what's fun for you to do. It has to do with creative endeavors and the children in your life as well. Now, what I find fascinating with this new moon is that new moons represent new beginnings. Well, this new moon is at the very beginning of its respective sign, which means that that sense of newness, that sense of seeds becomes that much more highlighted. This really is a sense of what is being initiated now. It will take time to fully flourish, likely 6 months. It will be 6 months later that we are going to have a full moon in this part of the sky, and that's going to illuminate what it is now that may just be a beginning or a spark. And yet it is valuable. It is about understanding how to live more of your passions in every area of life, how to live more in alignment with your heart as well. Now, there may be some sense of 2 steps forward, 1 step back with this, because as we end the month, we are going to have Mercury going retrograde in the same part of the sky. And so there'll be some experimenting that you start as we end the year and start a new one. And yet you are moving forward. And that new moon will bring with it new understandings and new initiatives, as well as new opportunities that can feel quite fortunate. Where it comes to matters of love, not only is it about this new moon, Mercury retrograde in this heart, romance, flirtation part of the sky, but it is going to be around the 10th of the month that Venus is going to move into this part of the sky as well. And I think that is quite intriguing, I will say, having Venus move into this part of the sky. It speaks to a greater sense of getting your flirt on and wanting heart level connections. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, this can be a remarkable time that feels as if you are meeting new people. It's that much easier to be in a flow as well. And it can feel like you're making connections that bring genuine joy and possibility to you. It is going to be just before that new moon on the 22nd that we are going to have a very fortunate alignment between Venus and Uranus that's likely to bring with it some surprise flirtations that feel very promising. However, as we start moving towards the end of the month, Venus is going to be getting together or moving towards Pluto. This is very interesting. It was right around this time last year that we had Venus hand in hand with Pluto as well. And so it is likely going to be the case that in some way, what is happening towards the end of the month is reflecting what took place for you right around the same time last year. With that Mercury going retrograde, it might be someone that you had a flirtation with or a brief romance with that comes back into the picture in some way. For those of you just starting to date somebody, what a remarkable time it is. I feel like this is a time of some truth and depth as well. However, Mercury going retrograde in this heart-oriented part of the sky, I gotta say, breakups that happen tend to not stay broken up with Mercury retrograde here. So you do want to keep that in mind. Miscommunications become that much more likely. For all that though, this can be a time that feels especially fun and rewarding. An increase of intensity can happen now. For a small percentage of Virgos, it could be now that you meet somebody else and it feels like a whirlwind, kind of sweeping you up off your feet and leading to some intense experiences of their own. And for those of you in an established bond, what a remarkable time it is. It's very much about that heart and joy connection that's going to be emphasized for you in some way now. There's also the real possibility and opportunity here to cultivate that deeper sense of connection with your partner, the type of innocence that might have been there when you first met. For all that though, whatever took place in your relationship a year earlier, if you've been with this person that long, well, chances are what transpires now will in some way reflect what was happening back then. If there were challenges, you'll get to see how much you've grown. And if it was that things were really good back then, really romantic, well, that could reach another high point. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. It is going to be, in addition to all that I mentioned, on the 20th, Jupiter will move back into that wealth-oriented part of the sky that Jupiter was in the middle of 2022. And so you now will get a chance to really fully implement this sense of transformation and regeneration and personal honesty, but also, yes, moving towards greater wealth as you uniquely define it. There is great fortune to be found where it is you're willing to be bravely and searingly honest with yourself. That is where you're able to get in touch with a real sense of all the ways in which you are genuinely wealthy and feel that wealth grow that much more with honesty, purpose, and intent. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.